3 to 1. Right. Welcome back, everyone, to another little trade review. Today we got Timmy in the house. We got Hazed in the house. Timmy got some things to say, and then we'll go over what we'll cover today. But following suit. That would be. Well, I think it's because everything's included in it, right? Healthcare, banks, everything's in it. Mm-hmm. Oof. That would be disgusting. Yeah, that's true. Mhm. Yeah. But the big move is not done yet. CPI should be a fucking hell of a move. Should give us a little outline. Let's see if we burst from here. We gotta put in a nice little Timmy on the 5 right now. Yeah. We outlined that 19.5 50 50. 19.1 50 50. See where I put this. Trading room 19.1 50. Yesterday. Yep. Holy pump. Holy shit. Jesus, dude. These 5-minute candles are crazy. We see what they do at retest of that daily again. Kind of what they did yesterday. Gap down, then come up, retest that opening gap, and then continue down. See what they do. But today, all right, today we'll review what Friday did, or oh my God, Friday. What today did. Review the price action on that. Maybe see some stocks, crypto. I mean, pretty much dead. And then we'll cover market participants, right? Following our calendar. That's today. Market participants. We'll cover a little bit about like retail versus smart money. So like banks, hedge funds, fake out on NQ daily charts like stop runs or soups, turtle soups. I'll let Shane take over a little bit and talk about that. He's a pro at that, and just how we exploit the retail trader, how we look for ourselves to be on the opposite side of that. So let's dive into that. Let's see what we did today. Right, big ol' sell. Oh, yes. Sorry. Forget to do one thing. So, right, this morning we had two scenarios. We had a scenario of where we close and hold above the 15-minute, right, and continue up as we have put this little wick in, but we didn't sweep liquidity, right? So that was kind of an iffy case, but it was still an if then. Or we were looking for continuation down, which is exactly what we did. We swept this liquidity, that almost to a T, and continued on down. Right, huge sell. Huge. Over here, 5-minute takes out, didn't quite take this liquidity. We were still looking on previous weekly low. Our hourly chart over here. Where is that? That's 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m. chart. Retraced a little bit into it. All right, we're kind of still in this little zone at 9 a.m. And then we continued down. We swept this liquidity. It was looking like it might have wanted to go for a little outside hour, but then we continued selling, right, because we still had targets to the downside. And once we did that, this 4-hour opened super blunt, which actually, let's mark that out, right? That's an important level. Those blunt candles, they come as a solid retest. So that blunt candle is still up top, right? We could come up, sweep that, recheck this previous weekly low. That's our retest, breakout retest, like we have talked about in the past. So come up, retest that, and then sell back down, right? This could be our move, fill this gap, and then sell. Or they take this all the way back into this range is OTE, pretty close, right? OTE lines up with level that we have previously broken. So then we come up somewhere into here and then reject. Obviously not straight up or down, but that's what we're basically looking for. Just kind of those moves. Right. On our 15-minute
move against the trend.
Yeah. Aggressive move. We bounced on a zone that we have outlined inside the Discord, papertraders.io. If nobody's in there yet, make sure you're following. Make sure you're checking it out. Get an awesome deal for a lifetime subscription. You can also get an awesome deal through the Timmy link. So Big Timmy Hedge on Twitter. Make sure you're following that guy. And Hazed Beats as well. Phenomenal man. You guys don't want to miss it.
Yeah, Hayes is great.
Nah, you guys are great.
Crypto God. Everything. Got a Timmy time indicator, right? Almost go to the top right here. I think on ES it was more accurate, right? ES swept a little bit higher into here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was spot on.
Yeah. So we got a little Timmy indicator. That's for members only. So papertraders.io, check it out. Got our trader log, got the risk calculator. We have the candlestick creator. We have trader ICT trainer. So if you're looking to learn ICT, that's a pretty simple way to do that. Helps you track your progress on where you're at and how much progress you're making. So I kind of want to try a short here, maybe with like a micro. Just a small one. Let's see. If this candle closes like a blunt, or not a blunt, but that just because of how our 4-hour open, right? Our 4-hour open pretty iffy, so we could come back down, take that. That's what we could be looking for. 1 minute, not any significant displacement yet. This was a solid retrace for continuation. You can see we bounced in the Timmy zone right here. I mean, up above, we were also saying similar move to yesterday, right? Come up, retest the opening gap, and then sell back down, kind of what we were showing earlier for you guys. In terms of crypto, I mean, Doge doesn't look terrible.
Bitcoin's chilling on that previous month low that we swept.
Yeah, 1530. The hourly looks a little iffy. I mean, 4-hour looks decent and daily looks decent. It's the only thing that's looking decent to me right now on those. But out of that, we could dive into topics. Yeah, see, maybe do a small one. It's 15-minute. See how they want to play this out. This 15-minute retrace also into a fair value gap over here. Sure, on the hourly, a little Timmy zone rejection. So we can see. You can see how this plays out. We got 35 minutes or 3 hours, 35 minutes left in 4 hours. So they can really do whatever they want with it for the rest of the night. Let's check it out.
Hey, Eddie.
What's up?
So if you look at the pump right here, see how you got your one red move? They reset it on the second one.
On this one?
Yeah, so that's a reset. So your next one is 1, then 2.
Oh, so 1, 2, and this is 3?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they'll put another one in.
Mm. See,
But
I'll
that could be number
try.
3. And they could come close that imbalance there.
Yeah. We'll try it with just one micro. Just for funsies, right? Or not. Okay, huge risk. You can put that right there. Then see if maybe we're able to come back down over here. Or at least OTE of this range, right? We're not going to look for that, but considering they bounced on an important level, our OTE was going to be over here, 618, kind of in that area where they made that first initial move down and then go from there. It'll also kind of give you a little hourly if they retrace it into this hour. This next hour could come back down also. Test it out. But yeah, let's see if this works. In the meantime, let's jump into our macro time testing and just kind of go over that interaction, right? So we're talking about smart money. So they are mostly trading on those higher time frames, right? That's why we outlined our higher time frame levels. That's why this level was important, right? On the daily, you can see this it's actually pretty decent daily OTE right here of the daily range.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Sure.
Would be decent. Decent enough for a bounce, right? Or at least a small retrace into the range that they have currently created. Should be right here. So if you take this top to bottom, you make the OTE right here, then I mean 618 is all the way up here. It's not out of the picture.
Hey, Eddie.
What up?
So you're on your daily, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So your weekly, where you got your 1 at 18,339.
Uh-huh.
That's where that M starts at.
Yeah, it finishes right here at 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were looking for big ol' M pattern to play out. You can see we kind of got that blunt bottom right here as well. So that would be a saucy sweep if we came down to
And there's
it.
also a bullish volume imbalance right there.
On Qs.
Where it gapped up right there on the weekly. See where it closed, where it opened.
Over here?
Yeah, where the knife. All right, so where that red one knifed at?
Yeah.
and then we turned around reverse,
Uh-huh.
you're closed to open there, the gap.
So, oh, this is like a gap, you're saying?
So you got an imbalance there in price. And those
Ah.
so if you get those in OTE, those hit real hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that might be an OTE if we take the monthly range. It's like a 786.
You know,
Yeah. Yep.
sexy.
But yeah, seeing if this daily holds us up. And you can see we got that imbalance on the weekly right now. So open low so far because we didn't necessarily have a little high for ourselves here, right? Because price originally gapped down. That's what we want to watch. Swept this liquidity as well. Came down a little bit into this fair value gap right here, right? So we are still watching for that to hold. But that is kind of those higher time frame levels. You want to be watching those. You want to be watching your higher time frame liquidities. You want to be watching your high time frame um, fair value gaps, your higher time frame volume imbalances. Any internal liquidity on a higher time frame and external liquidity on a higher time frame is going to give you a better reaction than a lower time frame level, right? Because that's where institutions are trading. Big money isn't buying 5-minute candles, right? They're buying daily candles. That's why you see like so much interaction off of those huge lows, because you see a lot of that interaction between the big money or the smart money. That's where they're taking their trades off of. Um, that's why you want to see also like those fake outs, right? Those fake outs above levels, and then if we don't continue above it, that's why we send wicks. That's why ICT also talks about uh, wicks do the damage and bodies tell your story. Because if you don't see a body close below a certain level, then it's likely gonna continue up or continue down. So like right here, this was an awesome turtle soup or an awesome little what is it, stop run, right? We had this level, we still had other levels to the downside over here, so a lot of people I'm sure were like, oh my god, it's gonna hit right there. But then we zoom in, right, on the weekly. I'm sure this weekly opened right here, started to sell down. What is this, the week of August 05/24? So let's find our 05/24. August 5th, right? We opened down, took this liquidity, came back up, closed this gap on the daily, continued 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then closed back above this level. So then we continued up, and I'm pretty sure we held the 50% of this wick as well, right? That's why we outlined those. Those are important. So 50%. Let's see if we expand that, right? Look at that. To a T on the 50%. Held the 50 of that wick, continued up. That's why we were outlining the 50% of those other wicks. The monthly of this wick right here, right? We didn't hold below the 50%. That's something that we talked about yesterday. We didn't hold above the 50% of this wick, so cool, continuation down, right? What's our weekly like? We have 50% of this wick right here. Let's see if that holds, right? In the future when we do come down to it. Could easily come down, retest it. It's going to be through OTE and just going to give us a good idea of what we want to do. So far, so good on this trade. Let's see if this fair value gap comes down, holds, retests, does whatever it wants. Then if we get a continuation, or if this is 1, 2, 3, and then another candle up, and then it's a reverse. All right, on the monthly, turn off my indicators. On the monthly, what are we doing? We are almost in the 50% of this wick. It's going to be an important level on CE 18,969.50, right? Let's notate that level. 18,969.50. That is the CE of previous week. Previous
That lines
month.
up pretty close to the chart I sent you.
Yeah. With the expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we also drew out an expansion on NQ that gave us a solid fucking bounce level. If we go, or sorry, on ES. I think I had it on mine too. Maybe not. But this was our daily, right? Looked at it from here down to here. These were the levels that we were looking at right here. Right, came down, retested that, and now we're kind of bouncing out of it. So we'll see what happens if they want to keep it expansion mode or what they want to do with it. But that's basically our little expansion range. They can easily break below this, right? They can break below it, retest it, go down further, and then bounce through it again, and then continue up to the upside of that expansion. Or they can just bounce it here to come back into internals and then continue down, right? Your expansion isn't always going to go like this straight to the upside. It can reverse right here and then come back down through that level again. Right? We've seen that happen. We've seen that on those rotting formations. If you are a strat trader or megaphone, whatever you want to call it, right? At the end of the day, we still just want to be watching those higher time frame levels, right? If you're daily trading, obviously, look at your daily levels, but still keep in mind those higher time frame levels. And that's something that Shane has outlined in our Discord. He dropped a beautiful PDF for us on how he finds his higher time frame levels, which ones he notates, which ones he keeps on his chart. So if we even look over here, right, let's pull up our key levels. Where are my key levels on this? Oh, that's NQ. It's NQ and Q. Right. What do? We displace below these levels, but you see how we chopped around. That means we had a big cluster of those levels. So then down below, we still have that 18,752. That could be our next bounce zone. But we've outlined this bounce zone just because. Let me zoom out for y'all. How many times we have retested it and how many times we have rejected it. Right over here, we kind of rejected it, broke above it, came down to it, consolidated at it, broke below, had some trouble getting over it, came back up, bounced over here again on it, broke below that, came up, and now we're retesting it again. Right, similar thing that we talk about, just our previous weekly highs, previous weekly lows. We can come back up to this previous weekly low, retest it, and then continue down. All right, just gives the market, this big traders, gives them the power to position themselves in a way where they get the upper hand. Because it's all retail versus actual smart money, right? At the end of the day, that's who's trading it. Retail is buying at those lower time frames. Retail is setting their stops at like low probability areas, and smart money is just buying those stops up. Right now, do you want to talk a little bit about soup, Miss Shane? Soup.
I mean, yeah, it's like going into what you were just saying. It's like that's when you feel like the market's out to get you and everything is in reverse. Like everything you do, it goes the opposite way. It's usually because of turtle soup, I would say.
It's like the definition. Turtle soup is basically like a liquidity sweep, pretty much, right? Liquidity sweep / fake out above an important area, and then from there, price just reverses it and goes the opposite way. So it's kind of what we talk about, that expansion and straight into a reversal.
I think Bitcoin daily, if you pull that up, is a pretty decent example right now. And like kind of goes into what I was talking about before earlier with you today. It's like if you mark out that low that we swept yesterday.
This one.
Yep. Like the lack of displacement under it. The one to the left even.
This one.
Yep. Like we never displaced through that yesterday. Which to me is a good candidate for some type of turtle soup, and I wanted to see what we're doing right now, like a sweep of that again, since last night did not play out.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of displacement. I mean, you can call it turtle soup, you can call it CRT. There's so many different explanations of it now that I don't know. But yeah, lack of displacement usually results in a reversal back to at least 50% of that range.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we keep talking about as well, right? We always talk about, are we displacing this level or are we trading through with some force, right? We want to make sure we keep our eyes on that to see if that level is actual support slash resistance, right? As much of that concept that ICT doesn't really like, it still kind of plays out, right? Those are just important areas, whatever you want to call it, mitigation blocks, support resistance. What's another retail name for that? Supply demand zones, whatever, right? Supply demands like basically order blocks. Support resistance like mitigation blocks, just kind of coming down, retesting it, breaking through it, right? That's why we always talk about those daily levels, right? We've covered on our previous streams, like, okay, we have our previous daily high, we have our previous daily low. If we don't hold below the previous daily high or above the previous daily high, we're going to sell off. And that's what we did this Friday. We talked about it this Friday, right? We came up, we swept the high of the previous day, and we did not displace it. So that was like on the 4 hour. Look at that, right? Huge wick, no displacement above it, and then a continuation down. It was right at 6 a.m. A similar thing with the lows, right? We swept this previous daily low. Do we displace above it? No. Do we hold above it? No. Look how strong this body closes below it. So all of those levels matter, right? That's what we want to keep watching. Same thing with this over here on Friday. Same Friday. Next, we open up on Monday over here. What do? We came up. We didn't displace it. We didn't have a huge body candle go above it. We kind of just wicked around it, kind of consolidated over here, right? But we know that we don't reverse from consolidations. So then we just continued on down, right? This was consolidation, little expansion slash retracement, and then come back down.
Yep,
So your
no
higher time
imbalance
frame
is
matters.
no imbalance is printed like above that level either. That's always
Mm-hmm.
something I look for.
So like right now on Bitcoin, right, out of that level, we didn't have a no fair value gap. I mean on the 30-minute, right? But that's kind of like we want to look at higher time frames too. Like what is the higher time frame doing? Didn't necessarily sweep this previous hourly low, so we could still come down, do another leg, and that could be the real manipulation leg, right? That could be the real soup that it does. So this daily can do whatever, but then we're still not discounting the whole picture of downside. We still have fair value gap. We still have some price to fill down. Even though we are in this weekly fair value gap, which is pretty nice. I think it's bouncing on like 50% of it. Yeah. Look at that.
Get that. And like, dude, like I was mentioning earlier, if I would have like sizing heavier just off that liquidity, you'd be done with your trade right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you have to capture these huge ranges. You can use the super high time frame levels, capture it on a 15-minute chart, and you just take what you get.
Yeah. Like we've covered this on our way like previous live stream, right? We look at those levels and we look for the smallest targets. Boom, right here. Take your trade off. I mean, you've got whatever amount of points. 23,000. Right. Same thing over here on NQ. When we bounce this level, this right here, I took a long over here. I took it off a little lighter or a little earlier, right? Just because I was like, well, we still don't really have a huge one. I took it over here, right? It's still 200 points. Yeah, I could have captured this whole move, but I might try to play it a little safer. I mean, at the end of the day, you still get a little bit of a feeling of regret, but what's regret, right? I saw a video the other day and was talking about like right choices versus wrong choices. It's like you don't know what each choice is going to lead your life to, right? So you can't have that feeling of regret because you never know what it's going to turn out like. A choice is a choice. There shouldn't be any regret behind it.
Big fact.
Right, on the 1 minute, you could have done the same, right? You can take that second bounce over here, take it up to there. Still 291 points. You swept your liquidity. We got a nice little W out of it. You're done. You can look for another re-entry, right? If it comes back, retest something. Like this could have been a re-entry over here on the Timmy zone. Come back up. Cool. We still have that consolidation. All right, I'll take that. No biggie. I took my trade. I'm done. Need much more than that. It's when you start sitting and waiting, which I've like realized also with myself, like sitting and waiting for it to hit a certain level or do something for you. That's when you really start to doubt yourself.
Watching all get lost in all that noise. That's like on my road trip was some of the best trading I've ever done because plan the trade, hits my level, take the trade. Half the time I was like in and out of service. Like risk is already managed, so there's nothing to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
It either hits or it doesn't. And some of those were like my cleanest, best trades because I wasn't sitting in front of the screen scrambling at the 1 minute chart.
Yep. It's like the same thing for me when I just like take a trade, go to work, and then I like open up my chart or take a trade, go to sleep, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
I'm not sitting over there doubting every fucking zone or anything. I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, that played out exactly as I expected it to. So I'm thinking like also whenever I was just trading crypto with you, I was looking at NQ so just like minorly. I was doing so good because I was just like coming in every day, no bias, no nothing. I'm like, oh, cool. This level, okay, cool. Let's take it. Let's see what it does. I need to revert back to that. It's like
Yeah, quit micromanaging.
exactly. Yep. Same with people. Same with trades. If you're micromanaging, people are gonna turn on you. People don't like that. They want trust in them, right? If you're micromanaging them, they're gonna freak out. They're like, "What? You don't trust me to do my job?" I mean, some people, right? Some people need that because they actually don't do their fucking job. So you do need to hold them accountable. But when it comes down to trading, right? Less is more. That's the biggest thing people always preach. Less is more. You want to make sure that you're taking. Even Timmy was talking about that the other day, right? How you've like minimized your trading time and you've made more money trading based off of the Timmy indicator, the Timmy time. Shimmy Timmy. Got a little M on the 5.
I see that. Yeah, it just helps with not over trading.
Mm-hmm. That's probably, we will cover that on our calendar as well, right? That's one of our like common mistakes. We'll cover that on the 30th, but we can talk a little bit about it. Like over trading, that's probably the biggest account killer, right? That's also just how you feed your greed, right? That's another it's a huge boogie monster that everybody faces.
I think that was my biggest setback for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
That and micromanaging every candle.
Yep.
And being unrealistic, like we were just saying, like take a turtle soup entry on the 1 minute and then immediately flip to the 15 and just trying to find the price target that makes you happy. It's not how it works.
Yep.
Nope. The market's going to go exactly where the market's going to go.
Yep. We've talked about this numerous times. Right? Market doesn't care about how much you want to make. Market doesn't care about anything. Market doesn't care about where you want the price to go. Market's going to go where it wants to go. Right? That's why you just take off this low-hanging fruit, build your confidence up, and then you can start entering your position with multiple, right, contracts. And that's where you can start to trim majority off at your first target, leave the rest for the other ones.
like my rule. I will always trim at equilibrium of whatever range I'm in, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what, because
Yeah,
you
that.
never know if it's a reversal or a retracement until it's
Yep.
done.
Yep.
Wonder if we're gonna hit that second Timmy candle.
This one or
Down.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one above it to the left a little bit.
Oh, this one, little TBR.
Yeah, so we broke it. Yeah.
Let's see what you want to do tonight.
5,400 on ES.
See if this was the retrace on the 4 hour, right? Or 4 hour still a little blunty-ish on the bottom.
Short, dude.
Huh?
Nice short.
Thank you, sir.
Bitcoin not getting that hourly CISD. We're rejecting off.
Yeah. We're still the hourly's having trouble getting above that daily. Even though daily looks like I might want to get over daily, the open, we're still not kind of doing the best. And we also
I
want to
mean,
monitor the close over here.
That still wouldn't be good though, because of CPI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CPI, Joels, those are big numbers this week.
Yeah, you don't want to pump too high into them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want upside.
Of course, CPI previous, all of them have been 0.4, 0.5, 3%. So we've kind of forecast is reduced that. Right, so 3%, 2.9. But tomorrow we get jolts, job openings. How many jobs do we have? Right, that's how many jobs are open, right?
Yes.
It's the definition of jolts.
That's what sucked about Biden's presidency, because they just faked all that stuff.
Jolts is
Fuck.
job openings and labor turnover survey. Okay. So jobs opening and labor turnovers. That's how many people are quitting.
What's up, guys? Bedtime.
It's going down.
You heard it here first. It's bedtime, guys. On that note, probably. I still didn't get my fucking mango smoothie. Shane didn't get his pineapple.
Waiting
It
all
is
day.
good. It's good.
I'm sure it was. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, check out papertraders.io. Right there, that link. We also have all of our links. I have them pinned in my Twitter bio or in my Twitter feed. It's pinned. Check out all the links. If you missed the live stream and you're just now tuning in to the end of it, check out the YouTube. It's going to be in the live session. You can check all of the live streams out and all the past live stream sessions. I suggest you check out yesterday's one because we outlined these levels to the downside. Let's do a fucking T. Yeah. Just follow Hayes Beats on Twitter. Phenomenal trader, 12 years of experience. Follow Big Timmy Hedge, also phenomenal trader. He likes mango smoothies and chickens. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching. If you guys found value in these, if you guys learned something new about the markets, or if gave you some insight, if you got a little mental golden nugget from this, make sure you give it a little like, give it a little share. It's always appreciated. But other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, thank you.